This week on technology. Health apps. Are people becoming more active due to having their health levels on their devices, or through the technology enabling this? I'm talking to a business whose staff are enjoying an innovative way to stay fit. Have you ever heard the phrase, there's an app for that? It's no mystery that we use smartphones on a daily, maybe even hourly basis, with everyone having them for their own specific reasons. Similar to exercising and going to the gym, both of these have never been more popular as they are today, and the one thing that links them is health apps. Research has shown that over a quarter of the adult population in the United Kingdom has downloaded some kind of health app, with 20% saying that they're willing to download one in the future. It seems that there is indeed an app for anything related to health and fitness. I'm Thomas Wright, an avid phone user, and a believer of having an app for everything. The only thing is, I've never really understood health apps. I'm going to see if people feel they are becoming more active and fitter due to health apps and the technology that enables them. So what is a health app? It's an application, usually on a phone, that instead of sharing selfies and messaging, allows people to do a variety of things based upon their body, either through using their phone or having a connected wearable device such as an Apple Watch. From simple things like this app, Just Rain, which plays different intensities of rain sounds to the user's preference so they can focus better, to monitoring apps like Google's Fit that, even without a watch, can compile a rough estimate on how many calories you've burned off and how many steps you've done. So how do they work? Well, smartphones are getting smarter year after year, and they use a variety of onboard sensors to determine how active you're being, or to monitor your heart rate. For example, Google's Fit uses the phone's gravity sensor to count your steps. It's what allows the phone to tell which way it's oriented, but also doubles as a way for the phone to monitor lateral movement, which means your phone would act as a very, very expensive pedometer. For heart rate, clearly a smartphone having one of those infrared monitors, the ones they put on your finger at hospital, on the back of it would be awkward to carry around. So this app uses the camera as a proximity sensor and then turns the flash on, lighting up every little blood vessel in my finger. And then using the camera, it monitors the contraction and dilation of blood vessels that occurs with my heartbeat, effectively turning your phone into a photoplethysmograph. Vitality Health Insurance offers many personal enterprise insurance plans covering pets, your personal health, and other things, as it is a very well known and popular company. They have a scheme in place where people can sign up for health insurance and be given an Apple Watch, courtesy of Vitality. If the customer achieves 30 to 60 minutes of intense exercise a day, or meets a step quota, they get points that they can then use to get money off the Apple Watch. Morse's Club, a financial loan company, has taken on this scheme. I interviewed some of the staff who are enjoying an innovative way to exercise and stay fit.
It does influence you. It motivates you to go to the gym, or you don't have to go to the gym. You can do your steps to get your points. There is times when you think, I don't really want to work out, but then you have that nigging feeling like, well, I don't want to pay for the watch either. So it does force you to go out and do something to get your points for the week. So I think, yes, it does motivate me, because obviously everyone has the times where they think, I don't want to go out, I don't want to work out, I want to just rest. And if I didn't have the watch, then I probably would. And then it's hard to get back into the routine. So for me, it does motivate me to go out there and get my points, so I don't have to pay.
Because it was my birthday, it was a convenient opportunity to upgrade it, and it was quite an expensive model, so someone else paid for it. I think the health insurance is good. For me, I wouldn't. I'm not the demographic personally for an Apple Watch. I wouldn't get one. I wouldn't see the need to have one. The one that I use for multi-sports and whatever on it is fine. But I think the health insurance is good, and if it encourages, supports, gets some initial motivation for people to get active, it's only a good thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes and no. The scheme from the health insurer is you get a free Starbucks every week if you do if you do enough workouts or steps to earn 12 points. So I can only get that for the steps because the Moves app that Vitality uses is not really working properly on Android. So I have to use S Health for the steps and then just send screenshots across. So I mean, it's fair enough. It's a bit of a pain if you forget to do it, you miss your coffee. But it's kind of worked because there's been some days where I thought, do you know what, I really can't be bothered, but I'm still going to do it because I want my free coffee.
Yeah.
And I get a Starbucks a day every day when I'm at work anyway. So
it encourages me to work out, but if I was working towards a challenge, I would work out anyhow.
Yeah. So it's just there to sort of like an accessory to give you a little bit, to give you sort of something else.
Yeah, a little bit of an incentive to make sure I do it, and it's me tracking. You know, I like to track it. I like to look back and see what I've done.
Yeah.
You know, over the month or whatever.
I would think in this day and age, and obviously the culture of everybody's on the smartphones and got, you know, does everything on the phone. I think it's a good way of encouraging people to do some exercise, because obviously due to the fact of technology, I don't think people, and certainly kids, exercise as much as they used to. They're not outside playing, they don't go out on the bikes, don't play football, that type of thing. So I think it would encourage people definitely to do that little bit more exercise and track things like what you say, you know, your heart rate and so on, so yeah.
Aren't you to see if students are using wearables, as the millennial age range is supposedly the generation that health apps are targeted towards? So I went to Wolverhampton University to interview some students playing volleyball and a member of staff who also works as a personal trainer and nutritionist.
I used to have a health app, like it was called My Fitness app or something like that, and you could log in everything that you were eating, like you could even scan the barcodes as well. So I used to use that for a while, and you could also log in how much exercise you did every day. And I used that for a bit, but then I kind of got bored of it, so I stopped using it.
It's not that common for me to see people using those watches, the ones which get our data. But I also think it's useful, yeah. I'm a statistician, so I work with data, so I'm always on using data. That's it. But until now, I don't use it. Yeah.
Do you use MyFitnessPal, which is something to track your calories and how much distance you go? Also the health app on Samsung, which helps me keep track of how many calories I've burnt or how many calories intakes I've eaten throughout the day.
Okay, so in terms of the health apps that I've used, I found them quite valuable in terms of it gives me basic knowledge. I don't have to go look into lots of books. I can sort of type in my height, weight, and it will give me a sort of idea of what I should be aiming for, what I should be doing. As a personal trainer myself, I do realise that there's a lot more benefits to having a live person with you. It's more motivating. They can track your progress, which perhaps an app can't. Obviously, there's a lot of other variables when you're doing fitness and exercise, which an app probably couldn't give you, such as your social life, other aspects and different things like that. But I do think they are generally a really good guide, and it's a good step for the population really to get involved in fitness and exercise. I think based on what I train for and what I have trained for in the past, sort of certain competitions and things like that, I wouldn't say I've necessarily used health apps as much as what normal people would use them for. I like to use them to help like track my food, like your macronutrients, like your proteins, fats, carbohydrates. It's a good way of logging it rather than just writing it down. It's a bit quicker. You can easily check your progress from one to instead of scrolling through lots of different paper. It's a lot quicker to do it that way. So for me, I find it's quite convenient. Plus, it's kind of easier to explain it to clients and things like that, so they can see exactly what it means. Because when you start using all the big words like micronutrients, macronutrients are like what you're going on about, whereas they can see it, for what it is in front of them. Then, so it's a bit easier for them to understand, and it puts it more into perspective, and they can sort of track their progress without having to pick up the phone or speak to me, and they can see it for themselves.
I've been Thomas Wright. This has been Technology. Thank you for watching.